So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. And only one said she thought women needed a man in their lives, only one. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless.
As a matter of fact, we are.
And by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip like gay men. Nobody can help you accessorize like gay men. Nobody can help you keep you from doing harm to yourself like gay men. But with the exception of somebody like Steve, I think Steve is very self-sufficient.
That's Joy's husband.
But like
He is.
my husband, it takes a village of women to make sure that he's not emaciated, starving, and living in his own filth. He can, you know.
Okay, so how did we get here? We have a show with 1.44 million subscribers and 330,000 views on it say such things openly without repercussions. First of all, imagine a man saying something like that about women. Imagine saying something like, yeah, women complain all the time, they don't listen, they don't do house chores, they're incompetent, they're useless. That's gonna be cancelled right away. But when it comes to women sitting around a round table, talking about how men are useless openly, on a video that has hundreds of thousands of views on it, that is socially accepted. So how did we get here? It is because for the longest time, men have been too soft, tolerating disrespect and not addressing the real issue. Watch this clip.
Babe, you told me that when we got a house, you were going to take care of the lawn and be responsible and be a manly man, and you're sitting over there hiring people to do it.
I mean,
Well, you're sitting here in the AC eating Chick-fil-A.
it's $45 for 2 weeks.
That's not the point. The point is you told me that you would be a man and run your own lawnmower. What happened to that?
Before I met Fernando.
Deshaun.
That's before I met Fernando. And he does a great job. Front, side, back, backyard for $45.
That's not the point. Where is your manhood?
Right out there. My boy Fernando, man. He got a team too. It's not just him. Like, he got a whole team. Like, he convinced me, bro. And he was like, yeah, $45. I was like,
You're not a man.
I am a man.
No, you're not. You're a
I'm
boy.
man enough to
You're a
someone
boy
else
who's
go out.
never
man enough.
touched a lawnmower. So
I
sad.
had to survive.
So sad.
How can he let his manhood be challenged with so much disrespect? The number of times she told him he's not a man, and the number of times she talks over him with a condescending tone. How can he let this happen? While he's there sitting like a victim, trying to justify his action. Think about how did he get into that situation. His girlfriend posting a public display of a disrespect she has towards her men on TikTok. He's there looking like he's working on his laptop, minding his own business. He paid the lawnmower to mow his lawn. He took care of business like a man, but he just does not stand up for himself like a man. You think, how can a woman be with someone like that she doesn't consider a manly man? How can she sleep with someone that she doesn't even respect? She must be the exception, right? Sadly, no, she's not an exception. It is of women's nature to test a man's masculinity. Some might call it a shit test, but that is just how women feel safe around you. To understand shit test, let's take a look at Mark and Jessica. Mark has been dating Jessica for 3 months now, and he has been treating her like a princess. He opens doors for her, he pays for her meals, and he always says sweet things to her to make her feel loved and appreciated. In the beginning, Jessica liked it a lot, which is the reason why she started going out with Mark in the first place. But slowly, over the weeks, she started becoming colder and sometimes passive-aggressive. Last Tuesday at the restaurant, the waiter was too busy with the other tables. Jessica told him, "Why can't you get the waiter here already? My glass was empty 10 minutes ago." Mark didn't want to be a bad boyfriend, so he immediately goes to the waiter and asks for some water. And today at 2 p.m., Jessica complains to Mark about how his house is always so dirty and how he's so lazy all the time. Mark knew that Jessica didn't eat yet, so he asks her if she would like to go somewhere to eat because he knows that she gets cranky when she gets hungry. 3 weeks later, Jessica meets Daniel and cheats on Mark. Here, it is easy to criticize Jessica for her poor behavior and put the blame on her, but being a man means focusing on your locus of control and taking on responsibility. From the moment she met Mark, he was always generous and so nice. She got used to Mark being so attention and so nice all the time, so when he didn't see that her glass was empty, she felt like he didn't pay attention and she felt disappointed. She expected him to treat her like he always does, like the princess that she is, and cater for her needs. She wanted him to pay full attention to her. Annoyed, she became passive-aggressive about her empty glass. boss. Instead of telling her that she is out of line for talking to him like that, Mark sheepishly went and got her some water. That's when Jessica lost respect for him. For her, tolerating her behavior was a sign of weakness that she could not respect. Just like all women, she wants to feel safe and protected around a masculine man that can stand up for himself, not a man that allows himself to be publicly disrespected. From that day onward, Jessica just lost more and more respect, because no matter how bad she treated him, he never said anything about it. And eventually she lost all interest in him. She saw him like a wallet and a servant like he is, instead of the man that he should be. Women are very tuned into their feelings and they're very loyal to their emotions. If she is bored or dissatisfied with you, she will express it. And oftentimes it can be disrespectful without it being on purpose. However, if you don't do anything about the disrespect, she's gonna feel like you can't stand up for yourself and you're weak. So she's gonna lose respect for you as a man. If Mark made it clear that her behavior was out of line and that it is not accepted, Jessica would have felt safer in his presence. She might not have liked being called out on the spot for her behavior, but eventually she's gonna feel like she's with a man that no one can mess with. She's gonna be happy that you stood up to her. The problem in this situation is not Jessica lacking respect, but rather Mark allowing the lack of respect to happen in the first place. Women are naturally inclined to test the masculinity of the man that they are with. If a woman disrespects you, she expects you to stand up for yourself and not accept it. She wants you to say no to her and to have high standards of self-respect. Understanding how to stand up for yourself and not accepting disrespect is absolutely crucial for maintaining a healthy relationship with a woman. But it doesn't matter unless you know how to lead as a man. As always, stay focused, stay real.